Yeah, there's quite a bit of blood when they go back and revisit.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
Lil Killian.
So he got booked going off there?
At the injury?
Yeah.
That's what I wasn't clear about.
So they must have rescinded that yellow card then because they booked him for diving then or time wasting.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But because his nose was broken, he wasn't time wasting, obviously. So they must have rescinded that yellow.
Yeah, Alex, we're getting way ahead here in the podcast. That was the conclusion I came to, though.
No.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 45 of Soccer Situations. There's the volume I want. It's Euros time. England were predictably disappointing right out the gate. The kids propped up old man Ronaldo today.
Saved his life.
And Mbappe got bloodied up. And that's just round one. Let's go.
Soccer situation.
Once again, the Soccer Situations studio continues to evolve. I think this time it's evolved into the Soccer Situations screening room.
It has, yeah.
Pretty cool, right?
Behind the scenes, you guys can't see. But we have a lovely TV mounted up. Perfect for us to watch now.
What would they call this in a movie like White House Down? The Situation Room.
Yeah,
it's turning into
room.
kind of a situation room. Which is a pretty cool thing to have.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I gotta say, he's done a good job here.
It's coming along.
It's coming along. It's
I was
cozy.
bragging earlier. I think we have a better studio than most professional podcasts.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad studios out there.
Yeah, tacky ones,
Real
low-effort
tacky
ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Except, shout out Stavi, though. What a studio Stavi has.
Like a trashy Greek restaurant.
Yeah, with that awesome
beautiful.
fat statue,
He's got
too.
a fat Greek statue in front of it. It's
brilliant.
Best,
Good job.
Absolutely the
Good
best.
job, Stavros.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Right?
Yeah.
Alex, what a week it's been.
What a week it's been. What day is it even?
I know, right?
Is it Tuesday?
Yes, it's Tuesday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It was Father's Day this past weekend.
Oh, yes.
And our dad gave us a classic Burbo Father's Day.
Oh, man, what a treat it was.
By falling off a little retaining wall over the driveway and breaking his arm.
Yeah.
And, emergency trip to the hospital.
Yep.
Lots of panic and shouting. And
lots of tension in the air. Classic family holiday.
No, honestly,
no, it was
all
fine.
things considered, once we had him stabilized, thanks to Anya.
Yeah, Anya did a good job. Her paramedic skills kicked in.
Jumped into hospital mode and,
stabilized the situation.
Yeah. It turned into
calmed everybody down a bit.
Just another day with Dad, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's nagging us even more for help.
It's true. Our already incredibly high-maintenance infirmed father.
I think he's called us about 4 or 5 times from downstairs before this podcast started.
Sometimes just to yell about the news.
Yeah. But, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
Right? It might be easier to deal with if we weren't in the middle of this heat wave. Right, Bailey?
That's
Look at poor Bailey melted on the floor over there.
Poor Bailey. Bailey in the podcast studio today and is passed out.
That's actually the upside of it, though. We're in such a heat wave that Bailey is
chill.
sedated enough to join us for podcasting.
Yeah, she's chilling right now.
This is the first time ever I think we've not had to chase her out of here.
Yeah, usually she's all fidgety and antsy. She's having a good time over there.
Good job, baby.
Yeah, good job. Keep it up.
You're a good girl.
We don't want to jinx it.
You're a good girl. Yeah, as I'm egging her on.
Yeah, right.
Studio upgrades. Oh, yeah, I wanted to mention also, friend of the pod, Irish James. You might have heard him mentioned once or twice. He opened an Etsy store.
I saw this in the running order. This is awesome.
Have you taken a peek at it yet?
I haven't yet. No, I'm going to now immediately after this.
I'm going to insert the link because
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me because he only texted me it. But it's cool. He's doing vintage shirts. James has always had a really, really great eye for vintage football. He's been really into the football shirt as fashion game longer than we have.
Yeah, for longer than it's become a major trend here.
Probably like a big influence on that direction of this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
For a long, long time now, for years, James will just shoot me random texts
of cool football
at
shirts.
any given moment. Look what I found here, and it'll be some sick Liverpool shirt or something. And that's actually a great example right there. And I'll try and insert a shot of this as well.
Beautiful
1992 Centennial Liverpool away shirt, the classic
Carlsberg
teal
logo,
Adidas with the stripes over the shoulder.
3 stripes, the big 3 stripes.
James shot me that eBay listing randomly one day. I I can't remember how much I paid, but I feel like it was less than $50 for that
Yeah,
shirt.
it's a sick
Years
shirt.
ago, but still, like that's an insane buy.
Yeah, it's an insane buy.
So keep an eye on James's Etsy for cool stuff like that.
yeah.
He's got this
That's
sick
awesome.
Bohemians FC shirt up there right now with the Refugees Welcome sponsor on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is timely and awesome. Yeah.
That's
I'm not
amazing.
Gonna, throw shade, but that was a conversation, fun family politics that came up this
Hell
weekend.
yeah.
We had loved
Yeah.
ones talking about the situation with all the Venezuelan migrants
Yeah.
in Chicago.
In Chicago.
And I know that's a tough look right now, but you guys, we're not going to make this too political.
Yeah.
But as I said on the day, I'll just suggest you Google U.S. intervention in Venezuela.
Yeah,
It's been going
check
on
it
for
out.
decades. They were a lovely country that we destabilized for cheaper oil, so we got to deal with those.
Now we got to help
Venezuelans.
their people out.
Um,
It's part of it. Part
Yeah.
of being the biggest country, the best country.
I mean,
We got to help
unfortunately,
people
it seems like it shouldn't have to be.
No,
like-
it shouldn't
like
be, but this is what we've
constant
done to
refugee
ourselves.
generation shouldn't be part of our country's foreign
No.
policy, but it seems to be.
out. But because we like to stir up stuff,
Anyway,
it's part of it.
Politics Corner. That's a new one for
Yeah,
us.
that was a new one. We haven't done any spicy politics talk.
Let's get out of there before we
Yeah,
dig
no,
ourselves
I don't
some
wanna
kind
go
of
too
hole.
far into
Only
that.
half know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Make myself look like a real idiot.
But yeah. Oh, I was gonna say one last thing on James's store. He also has
Yeah.
some original designs on there. Did you see those boxer
nice.
briefs?
No, he's got original design boxer briefs on there.
His first original
That's
item
amazing.
is a boxer brief that has Arna slot on the crotch, and it says "Don't slot shame." Don't slot shame.
I'm in.
I love
That's awesome.
like the fucking Irish love a cheap wordplay.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say the Brits
Yeah,
more, so the
that's-
Irish maybe a slightly elevated wordplay.
Yeah,
But,
silly humor is their thing.
Oh my god, it's pretty funny.
I love
I'll
it.
probably end
I
up
love
with a
it.
pair of those, James. I hope you didn't skimp out and get some cheap fabric. I need to breathe down there.
Yeah, and
We
that
just
face
talked
better
about
not
this
wash
heat
away
wave.
either.
Yeah, I don't want the face to wash away, but more importantly,
No,
I
the
want a nice
breathability is
breathable
very
material. Yeah.
That's crucial.
It
Can you
is.
like, custom order? There are different styles of underwear you can get with it.
I just saw boxer briefs, which is pretty much all I wear, so that's
Yeah,
all I
same.
want.
But,
But if you can
You know,
choose
just wonder if
materials,
There's different cuts out there for people. You know.
we'll see what else comes out of James's brain onto that Etsy.
Right.
What kind of sick
I'm
vintage
excited
shit he
to
can
see
flip
that.
on there. Yeah.
that's awesome.
There's cool. James has a good eye. There's cool stuff on there.
Yeah, I trust him.
That's outside of the usual like cult kits, Instagram stuff that you see the same old
you always
trendy
see
stuff.
that.
Like, oh, here's 100 new Venezia shirts.
There's
We've
a
been
bunch
guilty
of
of propping those
yeah.
up on this podcast too.
There's some iconic shirts out there you're gonna see a lot of.
Yeah, there are like a known football hipster like quantity of shirts,
Yeah.
and James will find you stuff outside of there. Check it out. Littlefoot's got stuff going on too, right?
Littlefoot Coffee. We actually do have a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
First one I see you can put in the note here. Littlefoot is providing artist coffee, cold brew coffee for the artist at Electric Forest this year.
Yeah, techno bangers. Gonna
Yeah.
be powered by Littlefoot Cold Brew this
Ludacris,
summer.
Nelly Furtado.
Did you hear that Ludacris is gonna be drinking Littlefoot
Ludacris is going to be on that Littlefoot
this
thing.
weekend?
I tell you, if we get a shot of one of those two drinking Littlefoot cold brew, it's over.
If you get
It's over
a
for
call
y'all.
for a Ludacris custom blend, what's it gonna be called?
Ooh.
Chicken and beer blend?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a play on
Hot
words
Lana
on the
blend?
chicken,
Yeah,
chicken
like,
and beer.
You got. We probably shouldn't be
Yeah, we shouldn't
brainstorming
be.
live on the air.
No.
We're
We
not
don't have to go
improvi-
too long, but it's a good thought, though. I'd like
Yeah.
to think I'll have to start rolling that around in my head
Folks-
just in case he gets his hands on a bottle.
Folks, get at it. What would Luda's custom coffee blend be?
Yeah, let us know. We'd come up with some funny names in the comments. That's always a good start. That's good times.
Right?
But yeah, Littlefoot at Electric Forest. With thanks to our friends at Kindred Roots over in Alto for hooking us up with that. That was like a great connection. Hopefully, it can turn into even a bigger connection like next year.
Hell yeah. If y'all like psychedelic drugs and electronic music and the forest,
Electronic Forest.
this is
a
quite
good time.
a festival.
It's like 5 days of debauchery.
And it spans miles, dude. You get on
Yeah,
site and
and you
you're
camp
driving
there.
back
It's
these
beautiful.
dirt, muddy paths, and it's all forested. And it spans miles,
Yeah.
seriously. It's
It is
crazy.
really cool.
It's absolutely wild. Yeah.
It's a cool festival.
If you're young enough to still enjoy music
I was
festivals,
gonna
I
say,
highly
couldn't
recommend.
I couldn't do the 5-day. That would burn me out so bad.
Dude, I think it just.
I'd never
okay.
recover.
No.
I would
It
never
would
recover
be
from
my
that.
whole year if I did that.
We also actually have a concert on the 27th at our warehouse.
Nice. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we're hosting a concert, the first ever concert at Littlefoot. Got Bigfoot Burgers food truck coming out. More or Less is serving NA drinks. We got American Hotel System as a local band playing. And then Adji is the headliner. That's Mary's band, Rosie Sisters' band.
Hell yeah.
Is headlining it. And they're playing Bells the next night, I think.
Cool.
So they're doing a little tour. And I know American Hotel System has a huge following. So it should be interesting. It should be a good time.
What's the date again?
So it's June 27th, and it is from 6 to 9.
June 27th.
6 to 10 p.m., I believe.
6 to 10 at the Littlefoot Warehouse
Yeah, there'll
in
be food,
Granville,
drinks.
Michigan.
Hopefully the weather's nice. We'll see how it goes. It's our first ever concert at the space.
There's a sick bike path that goes right down to the warehouse. Take your bike, make a
you
night of
can
it.
Go for a nice walk. Yeah, if
Yeah.
it gets boring or whatever, there's a nice little path to walk on.
Could be a fun boozy bike ride home.
That's true.
Don't drink a bike.
Also, following that up, 2 days later, we have a maker's market.
Oh.
We got Tippy Cow ice cream coming through. We got Silver Haze jewelry. We got I shouldn't be naming names because then I'm gonna forget people and I'm gonna feel bad. But
You'll
yeah,
have to give me all of these. We'll tag them in like a post.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we do have a really cool Maker's Mark coming up though, as well. That's gonna have, a bunch of good stuff. And those are usually pretty busy and fun.
Sweet.
So
Look at
if you guys
Littlefoot
are
making friends.
in the area, come check it out. Or even if you're just anywhere in Michigan, make your way over. There's not that much to do in this state. We're having a good time over here.
There's really not.
Come on over.
Listen, y'all.
we're doing our
promise
best.
you there's nothing better going on.
Yeah,
can
both
promise.
of those events are going to be awesome. So come on out.
Hell yeah.
All right, that's all from me.
Awesome.
Littlefoot pitch.
Littlefoot pitch. And with that, we'll cut to a Littlefoot ad. And we'll be right back to talk football. Hi, Bailey. This episode of Soccer Situations is brought to you by Littlefoot Coffee. I mean, what can I say about Littlefoot Coffee? They're not just friends of the pod, they're family of the pod, quite literally. Alex started Littlefoot years ago after more than a decade of roasting experience, roasting coffee for some of the hottest, most fashionable, and most importantly, tasty specialty coffee roasters in America. My favorite thing about it is that it's just really high-grade coffee without a drop of pretense. You're not going to find a bunch of weird, savory notes that the roaster is passing off as intentional. It's just really sweet, comforting flavors that everybody wants in their coffee. And now, for a limited time only, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com. Promo code Situations. Once again, you can get 15% off at littlefootcoffee.com using the promo code Situations. She's a melted Bailey dog. She's a melted dog. She's a melted dog.
Good stuff.
All right, let's go to football, Alex. What's
Let's
up?
talk some football.
I just really briefly wanted to circle back on Fabian Hertzler. We were talking about managerial rotations, all the wackiness of
And
that.
we missed. Yeah, that happened like right after we recorded, I think.
Yeah, and well, actually, I caught Hertzler the move and him coming from St. Pauli to Brighton.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was the fun fact that I caught.
Yes.
The fun fact I forgot to mention is he's 31 years old, which makes him the youngest permanent Prem manager ever.
That's nuts.
And he's an American.
Yeah, that part I forgot. Yes, of course.
He's a young,
How did we
sexy
miss
American dude that's taken over one of the sexiest clubs in the Prem.
That's crazy.
It's pretty exciting.
That's huge news for American football.
He got St. Pauli promoted. Who's this cool American manager that's
I know.
been lurking in the Bavarian woods? They're not Bavarian, I know.
Uh-oh, here she
Uh-oh,
goes.
Bailey. I sang
It's
about
a
you
Bailey
being melted.
appearance in the
Hi, baby.
podcast.
I don't think you're going to make it on camera. I'm sorry. I have kind of a high shot.
Yeah, Bailey, you're being sweet
You gotta
though.
go back and
Can
lay
you
down,
go lay
okay?
down?
Go lay down, baby.
Come on, go lay down.
Bailey, all the way down. All right, she's being
Yeah,
fine.
that's good enough.
Yeah, that's good enough. Good girl.
All right. Well, yeah, back to our beautiful young American manager
Yeah, Hertzler.
that we missed completely. That major fact.
Yeah, that's a super fun one. Another reason to keep an eye on Brighton. It's funny
Yeah.
that we talked about Brighton snatching like a hip, cool young manager out of nowhere, and he's American.
It is American, and we just let that go.
It's a new trend,
It is a new trend. Is this a new era for American management?
right? And briefly, even though there's other stuff going on, let's talk about the Premier League while we're there.
I didn't even know the Premier League fixtures were coming out, to be honest.
Fixture drop week, yeah.
I woke up and I looked at my Instagram and I saw our first 6 fixtures and I was like, Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm already mad about next season.
I heard another football podcast mention that they dropped them during the Euros and no one gives a shit because their Euros are going on.
Yeah. Hey, we're talking about it, people.
We're going to talk about it a little bit,
Just
but
briefly.
to be honest,
really just our team.
I kind of agreed. When I tried to look at the full list,
Yeah.
and I was like, I ain't got time for this, dude.
No, that's why I'm saying we'll just talk about our
You look
teams
for the
a little
hot
bit.
spots, and we'll talk about opening day, and that's that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
I'm mostly just salty about the fact that Arsenal play Villa, Brighton, Tottenham, and City back to back to back to back.
Yeah. See, that's tough, but
And
if
that's
I were
three
you...
of those 4 are away.
See, here's the thing. Yeah, my mindset on that, I think that's actually favorable for y'all.
Because playing away in the first half of the season is better.
Well, there's different circumstances for different teams, and you have a stabilized team
That
that's
is
going to be
true.
just gelling more and more over
See,
the
I'm
summer.
not used to that.
And you're going to have everyone else kind of making adjustments. The start of the season, there's a lot of questions being asked, yada
true.
yada. You can catch people off guard and steamroll and get a lot of those difficult fixtures like out of the way.
Honestly, I guess City in particular, I am happy that we're playing them in the first half of the season at
Right
their
away.
space
Dude.
right
Get that
away.
shit out of the way.
Because they definitely have moments where they're not fully there but the first half of the season.
Yeah.
So
It's funny because in my personal life, when I work later in a day, I
Yeah.
get super anxious and I just think about it the whole time. I always want to work first thing in the morning and knock it
Same.
all out. And I guess I'm like that with the fixtures too.
That makes sense.
Like
Yeah,
Liverpool,
that's
we
funny.
have an easy opening and a
Yeah,
really
you guys
tough
have a rough
finish.
end.
And I hate that, actually.
that's honestly worse
Um,
if you think about it. Really.
Although, by my previous theory, what I just said, Liverpool, different circumstance, very much a team in transition, new management, new system, yada yada.
It's true. Easy start kinda benefits
theoretically,
you.
yeah, exactly. Easy first 5 is a little gift to Arne Slot. Nah,
I think she's okay.
she's okay.
All right.
You're just giving me more edits to do, Bailey. I don't like it.
Yeah, Bailey, come on.
So I think the notable things for the first day of the year, Chelsea City is the biggest fixture.
Oh, is that the first day? See, I didn't even get to the full.
I don't
full
think first day,
schedule.
but first week.
Okay.
First weekend,
That's
opening
amazing.
round. Ipswich, first time back in 22 years, kickoff against Liverpool.
Do you guys play them on the first day? Oh,
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
That's notable and fun. It is away to Ipswich or home for Ipswich, so they have that going for them at least.
Honestly, that's hard. That is actually hard for you guys.
Yeah.
A promoted team hasn't been up in forever. They're going to be flying at home.
Oh, we've
too.
lost those games before.
Arsenal have lost plenty of them.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
remember
saying. I'm
Brentford?
speaking from experience
Remember a
here.
little trip to the community stadium in
Yeah,
Brentford?
people held that over our heads for a while
Until they
So,
realized Brentford was kind of good. Actually,
Yeah, they
that
actually
year.
beat a lot of people up that year.
Yeah. And I just thought it was a funny note that Liverpool once again got the 6:30 kickoff, the early kickoff.
That one's
it never ends.
For you,
dude.
Klopp.
Yeah, yeah. Did I tell you I found out why that is? Have we talked about this? It's because the Chinese market loves Liverpool, and
Oh
they
my
get first
God.
pick, those broadcasters. So they're only allowed to pick it, I think, at one team 7 times in a year, I think.
But you
they
guys-
pick Liverpool as often
All
as they can.
7 times.
So that's why Liverpool gets that early kickoff, like as much as possible.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I'm glad there's an explanation for it other than the fact. I mean, it's shitty, but
That it's like a random conspiracy.
it's just they're just trying to fuck
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's them
Yeah.
catering to the Asian broadcasters.
Damn, that's how powerful the Chinese market is.
Oh, it's huge.
Holy
Japan
cow.
too.
I mean,
but,
yeah.
yeah.
It's better for the Asian market in general, yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Crazy, though.
Enough
Yeah.
Premier League nonsense.
Let's
The
get to the fun
Euros
stuff happening.
have opened. The good international tournament. You know?
You're talking about Copa America is about to happen this weekend.
Yeah, Lionel Messi was actually pretty upset when Mbappe insinuated that the Euros were the most elite tournament. Messi says
I may or not.
a lot of South American teams have won the World Cup, and he's got a point.
He does have a point
But
there.
he's mostly talking about Brazil, if we're being honest. He just won it, so now he's kind of
now he's a little
little
he's-
revisionist.
Yeah.
And he's referring to a few Uruguay victories from like back in the day. But
Yeah, let's be honest. The powerhouses are all in Europe.
yeah, it's true.
I mean, it's like the depth of talent and the
Mhm.
depth of talent in countries is
Mhm.
stronger in Europe than it is in Central South America and then North America.
Totally. And
It's
I've
just
come
not.
full circle on my Brazil hate. I love Brazilians again.
Me too.
Liverpool have had like Firmino's my guy of the last decade. you
Yeah,
know?
Arsenal went big Brazilian out of nowhere too, and
But
I'm into it.
you can't deny,
Yeah, you can't deny the sheer depth of talent, like powerful teams in Europe.
Yeah, it's true. So we're into the Euros. It's the best tournament, as we just scientifically deducted.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's opened with a lot of kind of mediocre games.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, it's kind of is that international tournaments to a
That
T,
is an
basically,
international
though.
tournament, especially with federations expanding the pools again and again.
Yep.
You just get some mid games.
Sometimes it just kind of starts meh.
And also, a lot of international teams have mid managers. So let's talk about England.
Yeah, perfect.
England won, Serbia 0. England
They got
going
the
in,
job done, I guess.
England going into an international tournament, I think for the first time in my lifetime, the bookies' favorites.
Yeah, they have a
strong squad.
strong squad.
Insane amount of attacking talent. If not like the deepest defensive bench, a good, well-balanced team with world-class attack.
Yeah, and a solid midfield.
And it's actually a sick midfield, too.
Yeah,
I sold it a
midfield's
little bit
pretty
short.
sick.
I think Germany is probably the only one you could argue is a little stronger. But
Yeah.
with Rice, Trent, admittedly experimental,
Yeah.
but undeniable distributor of the ball. Unrivaled, I think I would say right now.
Yeah.
And Jude Bellingham in front of him.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good trio of midfielders.
They came
And
out,
they have other stuff on the bench as well. They're
Right.
not- they have some depth.
but in classic England fashion, they come out of the gates looking pretty good.
Yeah, looking like it's going to be a flyer for them.
Bellingham scores a goal, does a sick knee slide, does a sick celebration with Trent.
Yeah.
And it looks like, holy shit, are they going to do it?
Is this England team, going to be the real deal?
No.
Finally?
No, dude. Gareth Southgate fucking tightens up his waistcoat and fucking sets that team up to defend, and the game just turns into shit.
Turned to shit. It was so bad in the second half. England couldn't keep the ball. They couldn't get any sort of attack
I'm going to say
going.
even going into the second half, dude. Almost after the goal, Serbia kind of took control of that
They
game.
did. They started getting chances, and it's that pressure almost just steadily built,
It's true.
where they took momentum back completely. And you would think halftime, all right, change it up, figure it out, England.
Dude,
Nope. Same story in the second half.
no improvement, no change.
Serbia just kept taking over.
You can never get past the feeling that Gareth Southgate is only getting like 60-70% out of his team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's never. I don't think he's ever once put on a team where I'm like, this is it. You found it.
Yeah. England is like one of those. Is like an old like fucking Chevy big block V8 that it's like a fucking 6-liter V8 that makes like 170 horsepower because it's just so shittily engineered and put together.
It's just like a scrap
It's like
engine.
this should be more
It
efficient.
should be
and
so
better
much
than
better.
It is. It's.
I mean,
and it's insane.
we were complaining about like why is Kieran Trippier starting
Right?
for England? You have Joe Gomez on the bench. I know you're desperate for Luke Shaw to get back, but you have a man who this season played for Liverpool, one of the best teams in the league, at left back, and did an amazing job.
Yeah, he
And
really did.
Kieran Trippier was he was a clown show in the second half of the season. He
Yeah,
literally, I watched him. I think he
was
played
genuine
through balls to
slapstick.
the other team's striker like 3 times.
I
in
think
the
there
second
were
half
3
of the
games
season.
in a row where he did that.
He was embarrassing.
He just actually played in other strikers.
and Southgate just puts him in his starting 11 in the first game of the Euros.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
As we said, Southgate gets credit for being progressive a little bit for bringing Bukayo into the team and Bellingham
and Jude,
young, but
these are undeniable players, though. You have to start those players.
yeah, you can't give Southgate credit for bringing those guys into the
No,
team.
those players are just so good that you're lucky to have them.
As we said before, if he didn't, he would have been sacked.
Yeah,
It's
immediately.
not his choice.
Yeah, those players are too good.
Right?
But yeah, that's England. We'll see. Maybe they'll get it together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tournament left.
Let's move on to, I thought one of the most convincing and entertaining games, actually, that I've been able to see. We
Yeah.
haven't been able to see them all, we should note, because
For
fucking
sure.
Fox is spreading the games out across 3 different subscription services.
Yeah, we're not paying for Fubo just to
I'm
watch
not
the
getting
extra
Fubo.
game.
But luckily, I was able to see Spain versus Croatia in Group B. Bailey, you're going downstairs.
Yep.
It's so annoying because she was really good in the build-up. I was excited to be able to
I was
have
like,
her
oh,
here.
I know. I was like, oh, thanks. We
Oh,
don't have
that'd
to.
be so nice.
Yeah.
Bailey be a good girl in the studio.
Nope,
She can't do it.
she can't. She's too anxious. Wait, she didn't even know. I said, where's she even going? She's got nowhere to go. Or
No,
nothing to
she
do.
literally just gets up and walks in a couple
Just-
circles and goes
and then
lays
goes back
down.
and lays down again.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, just to.
And
make
I'm
a
sorry,
little
Bailey,
noise.
but it just distracts me too much, dude.
No, for sure, I get it.
Back
Well,
up
it's
and
perfect
down.
timing because we were just moving on to Spain,
Right.
so we can start there.
Okay. Yeah, moving on to Spain v. Croatia. Like I said, the most convincing, I think, entertaining game of the tournament I've seen so far.
Yeah,
Spain,
I watched
super
this on my
young.
laptop at work, so I saw most of it. But
We're largely looking at kind of a new generation from Spain. Pretty cool stuff.
yeah, It seemed
Croatia.
they've been building this rebuild for a little while now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Croatia. The opposite.
Yeah.
The story is still Luka Modric at 38 years old.
Yeah, and it did not look pretty.
No, unfortunately, I'm not going to talk shit about Luka. I think
I love
he's a class
Modric.
act, and I love the dude.
A team shouldn't be relying on a 38-year-old star
No.
at this point to carry them.
Right? But anyway, I wrote like an Arrakis knife fight.
Ooh.
After 20 minutes of feints and blocks, Spain suddenly slipped a knife straight into the heart.
They were silky smooth with those passes.
Oh,
that was
right?
some vintage Spain
They
stuff.
were moving it around so well, dude.
Yeah.
And it was very patient to the point of annoying some people that hate that
I mean,
style of
that's
football.
Spanish football, right?
But then again, the knife strike, dude. Like I said, that's what the payoff is for that tiki-taka boring passing.
I mean, look at the score lines of all the matches. Who scored the most goals?
right.
Spain.
You're waiting 20 minutes, but when that through ball comes, and it was straight vertical ball
Yep.
right through the
They
heart
just
of the
work that
defense.
position perfectly, and they find that line, and they just thread it.
They found so much space that old ass, even when he was young, slow ass Alvaro Morata was able to run
Clean
through
through.
onto that sliced ball. Just like he had so much space to run through and curled it. Lovely
finish.
stuff. Yeah. And that was followed up by like a mercy blow from Fabian Ruiz soon after that, just a banger. And you know,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I don't know what to say. I want to say Spain were in complete control of that game.
Yeah.
Except notably, after each of those first two goals, Croatia did run straight down from kickoff and get a good chance.
Chance.
Yeah.
I feel like that's happened in a few of these matches.
Yeah. It's odd because, again, Spain, aside from those individual moments, really had that game in a headlock. But I think that's something to keep an eye on for Spain later.
Yeah.
Later in the tournament. If they were playing a better team, that might have been dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Yeah, which is one of those things where you see them cruising and doing things like that. You're like, oh, maybe they're a favorite. But yeah, like you said, as soon as they come up against somebody who can punish them
Yeah.
a little more clinically.
Yeah. And then late in the game, Croatia shot themselves in the foot a little bit. Probably would have been a consolation, but they earned a penalty, and then a player encroached during
I know.
pen.
That was so tragic.
Tough, right?
Yeah, it was barely, too.
Yeah.
He just timed it a little wrong.
Right, and penalty was saved, and the encroaching player scored the rebound. So you had to give it.
They couldn't call that. They couldn't let that go.
Right. A little bit of a bummer. We should mention that goal differential matters right now. With this expanded pool to 24, it kind of creates this shitty, awkward situation. We mentioned how a lot of the opening games were kind of a grind.
Yeah.
There's actually incentive for the lower seeded teams to really play defensively.
Play for draws.
4 third-place teams from the groups are going to go through to the knockouts.
Oh.
And the 4 best third-place teams. I don't know exactly what stats determine that, but there is a
Goal difference
motivation
has to be in there somewhere.
There's a motivation for damage limitation, which sucks in an international tournament because a lot of these teams are really going to set up shop.
Yeah,
You know?
they're going to really try, and if they lose, only lose 1-0.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
try and get a draw.
That's a bad format for a tournament, dude.
Yeah, it does not encourage fun football for
No.
the fans, which is, I think, what the tournament should be about.
Yeah. And I just don't like... It just kind of upsets me knowing 4 third-place teams are going to sneak through. I mean, I feel like they don't deserve it.
No, they don't.
You know?
It's going to be frustrating.
Yeah. But that's UEFA.
Yep. Gotta get more games and get more money.
Let's move on to Italy versus Albania. This game was interesting because Albania opened up with a 23-second goal, the fastest in the history of the tournament.
Insane stuff. Italy was rattled. Italy, who a lot of people talk smack about before the beginning of the tournament, I feel like.
Defending champs Italy, we should mention.
Exactly.
Newly appreciated by us, Italy, we should mention. And
We're fans of the Italians
kind
these
of
days.
interestingly strikerless Italy. They don't have a great forward right now.
No, it's weird.
A couple great midfielders.
All the great strikers playing in Serie A are all foreigners.
Yeah.
None of them are like Italian strikers right now.
It's true.
They need their talisman.
Right? Italy does have some guns, though.
Definitely.
2 of the most Italian-sounding guys, thankfully. Bastoni and Barella.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Extremely
they're
Italian
both
names.
pasta brands.
I was going to say they have very much pasta brands,
At
right?
least one of them
Barella
is a
is
pasta
definitely.
brand. But yeah, cool Italian guys scoring cool Italian goals. They scored some bangers, looked pretty good. And we've kind of shat on the quality of some of the competition in this tournament, the level of it. But
Yeah.
Albania shouldn't be underestimated, even though I was just joking about them being raided by colonizers.
There's still a lot of talent there.
Yeah, and they looked good. They actually looked really good.
Also, Albania, one of my favorite crests in the tournament. Of course, their jersey, the Albanian crest is always super. It's like it's like a black bird on it, right?
Okay, I don't know.
It's pretty mean looking.
Sick. Cooler than Japan's.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, dude. Come on, look at that flag, dude. It's that logo. There
we got an elder millennial using.
Look at that.
Oh,
thing,
dude,
that's like in the crest.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
It's like that in a little crest on the chest, and then they just have like red jerseys.
Yeah, I feel like that's someone's like D&D guild.
Exactly, that's what it looks like.
Right.
It's awesome though. It feels very fitting for Albania. Moving on to France now.
Let's talk France, Austria.
Just watched the highlights right before we started.
Of course, we're all very excited to see France.
Yeah.
You know,
they got a great team right now.
Fantastic team. Mbappe, recently of Real Madrid. Probably the most hyped player going into the tournament because of that Madrid move, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
Didn't have the best opening game.
Did not look the best. Ugly game. Got an own goal to get the winner.
Yeah, France. Yeah, exactly. Wins with an own goal. They had some good play. The moments really are Mbappe running through clear on goal, bending it wide.
Yeah.
Tough stuff there. For me, man of the match. Actually, I think for everybody, I'm going to say it was during the match. I was commenting on this the whole time. N'Golo Kante. He's
ran
back,
the show.
dude. It reminded me of France. What was that, 2016?
2016 France.
Woo!
Just Kante just dominating the midfield.
Pogba getting all the glory, but Kante running around behind
working
him.
next to him so
like
hard.
Charlie doing all the Charlie work when the food and health inspectors come in, dude.
He just steals everything, and no one gives him any credit for it.
N'Golo Kante's so good, dude.
He is
and
so
he was
good.
back at it, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely back at it in this game.
Good. It's good to see him back. I like Kante a lot.
Right?
It's hard. He's a hard player to not like. He's just a little happy guy that works so hard, and he's amazing.
Yeah. But, later in the game, Mbappe up for a header, smashed his nose off of Danso's shoulder.
It was a brutal contact.
Yeah, kind of ended up shattering his nose, it turned out. At the time,
he was booked for diving.
Yeah, booked for
time
diving.
wasting.
Exactly. Austria was running down the other way on a counterattack. I think a lot of people, including the ref, thought Mbappe was down.
Laying down, trying to stop
try
it.
And cancel their counterattack.
Meanwhile, he's pouring blood out of his
face. They cut back
face.
to him, and there's just like a river running down the side of his face.
I got to say, if France win the Euros, that image of him walking off with the blood stains all over that France kit is going to be iconic.
Did you see Griezmann, too?
Yeah.
Griezmann also got
He
bloodied
got
up,
thrown
dude.
off the advertising board.
Gladiator? Are we not entertained?
His face, they got beat up in that game.
They did.
I got to say, yeah, Austria fucked them up, dude.
Yeah, it's funny, dude. They were like going after the pretty boys, dude, because Griezmann is a good-looking man.
Yeah. He bounced his face off the advertising board. It was bad.
Yeah.
Interesting note with Mbappe going down, though. Does this mean we get to see Ali again? Is Ali going to be starting up top for France the rest of this tournament?
That's a great question. He came on, didn't he?
I guarantee. I say this: start Ali up top. France is winning it all.
If Giroud comes in and drives France to the championship, there's gonna be like
he's gonna go down as like the best French striker ever, dude.
He has to.
Yeah.
He's so underrated.
He's so underrated.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't really know how his game currently stands.
He
I
had a
can't
pretty
pretend to
decent
have watched
season.
him a lot. Okay.
He had a good season this year.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny that he'll be leading the line if he's on his way to the MLS.
Look, what we're saying is we love Olivier Giroud.
I'm so excited about. I'm just bringing it up because I'm very excited about him potentially starting for France now.
Giroud is a walking soccer situation, dude.
He is.
He's so French. He's like a big, handsome dude. I don't know what else to say. He loves a near post flick.
Loves a good flick. He loves like a bit of flair.
Yeah, he's a beautiful player, elegant player.
Underrated. I always love an underrated player, underappreciated player.
For sure.
Yeah, he's done well everywhere he's went. He's
Coming
a
to
late
LA.
bloomer. He's a late bloomer. He's
Dude.
I think he didn't come to Arsenal until he was like 27, 28 almost.
When he lands in LA, we're gonna get him on the pod, dude.
Yeah, dude. Olivier, please come on the pod.
Man, I would love that.
I don't know if I'll be able to talk though. I was just staring at him like, oh my god, look at this man. He's so beautiful. Be like Shane talking to Danny McBride.
Right?
Unable to speak.
Yeah. We're getting into the less interesting games here.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair. I've got Denmark-Slovakia on here next. Notable for Christian Eriksen goal. He looked like to have rolled back the years
Pretty
a little
classic
bit too,
finish.
right?
Yeah, a little volley.
Yeah, we don't
Into the
mind
bottom
rooting
corner.
for Denmark around here too much either. You
No,
know?
I like it.
Especially with the Norwegians out. That can be our Scandinavian squad for the tournament.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. We're broken about Odegaard's team, but
Yeah.
the Danes can give us something.
Yeah. Unfortunately for them, the Slovaks pulled out absolute laser to equalize. And I
Yeah,
think
stunner at the end.
Yeah, I think walked away with a deserved 1-1 point
It's true.
there.
They were pretty good in that game.
Mhm.
I was like, man, this Slovakian team's not bad.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah.
We'll
let's move
see.
on.
We'll see what happens there. I'm trying to think yeah, I feel like Denmark has a pretty solid team. They have some young players that are like pretty up and coming talents that could do something.
Let me give a quick goog because I'm not super familiar.
I mean, they got Hovland, right?
Yes.
That's United fans would be so angry if we didn't mention him. Although I don't know if he had a great game in that first game.
Okay, let's see here. So Denmark, yeah, Rasmus Højlund and Eriksson, obviously those are the guys.
The 2 stars.
Those are the guys.
You're not buying it. Not a good team.
I've seen a lot of names that I've a lot of journeymen. I've seen a lot of journeymen here.
That's fair.
I'll
That's
say
fair.
that.
A lot of journeyman footballers.
Philip Billing?
Yeah, Philip Billings.
The Danish?
Danish, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's one.
Is he getting minutes?
It's funny. I'm like, I don't think he did play in that first game. He should be playing.
Yeah.
Philip Billings, a good
I
player.
do rate Philip Billing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They have some decent players. They have enough talent to where they should be a difficult win in this tournament.
Sure.
They got England up next.
Yeah, this first round of games, there weren't a ton of great fixtures, let's be honest.
No.
You know, I do think Spain,
It's
Croatia
always
was
fun
the
because
pick of the
it's
lot.
like the start of a tournament, so no matter what, it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
but
Germany, Scotland was fun to start off, to kick it all off. Obviously,
Yeah.
Germans being the hosts, Scotland being a bunch of rambunctious idiots.
Yep.
And
Just a good
them
time.
just like having the dream of beating Germany. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're there
Yeah.
for a good time, let's be honest.
Yep.
Although Andy Robertson would not appreciate me saying that.
Yeah, he'd be furious at you right now.
Mhm. But, you know.
But yeah, I mean, in all honesty, they're definitely not going to win it all. I'd like to see them get out of the group, but
They're not. After what
they're
we saw
not-
on opening
yeah,
day,
they're not
5-1
going
to
to.
Germany, I don't think that's going to happen.
Germany
Yeah.
handled them pretty easily.
Right. I got completely distracted. Yeah, let's go to Portugal, too. Czech Republic? Czechia?
Czechia?
They were calling it Czechia.
They kept
weren't
calling it Czechia in the game, yeah.
That seems to be the new designation. At
That's
first, I
fine.
thought they were just
Dope.
trying to be cool dudes.
Me too.
They're like, the Chechias are struggling here. And I was
Yeah, I was like, why are you saying that?
like, yeah, you mean the Czechs?
I always just say the Czechs.
But anyway, Portugal 2, Czechs 1.
Oof. We were
We're kind of all over the place on our coverage of Portugal, aren't we? We
well,
have a
because
love-hate
there's
relationship.
there's a couple players we really love in the team, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
a couple players that completely cancel it out, and I hate more than anything.
Yeah, for me, and I think for us, I can say
Yeah.
what we were talking about and really frustrated with before we got on mic is the fact that they have this embarrassment of attacking riches,
Mm-hmm.
and Roberto Martinez just doesn't have the balls to bench Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, I'm so sick of Cristiano Ronaldo like being
You have this
unbenchable
old
for that
man
team.
at the tip of the spear that, yeah, he can tuck away a ball, but he is contributing zero outside of that.
We were just talking. We were saying like the game has moved on. You cannot have a player like that.
Yeah.
And this is a long time ago. The game's moved on. This isn't new news.
Mhm.
You can't have a striker that just doesn't offer anything but standing and waiting to poach goals.
Absolutely not.
It just doesn't work for
And to be
teams
perfectly
anymore.
honest, his finishing isn't even at that level of lethality that it's worth it, even so.
No.
Like, he got it on the end of a couple crosses and sent him wide.
As we were
you know?
saying, Jota on the bench is one of the most lethal finishers in the world.
Yeah.
And he has to ride the pine behind that guy.
Pedro Neto,
João
Felix, and Diogo Jota being on the bench.
Is an
and
absolute
not just
disgrace.
on the bench, but Ronaldo playing 90 minutes.
Yeah. That
He's
old
refusing
man.
to come off. It's not like they're bringing Jota on with like 60 to take the old man off.
You're
get some
bringing
fresh
strikers
legs.
on, and he's still playing through the middle.
He's exactly.
They're being displaced out wide to play so that he can just
He's got this
keep his star
whole
mentality.
awkward arrangement just to fucking placate this asshole.
And for that reason, that's why I'm like rooting against Portugal.
Right.
I was mad when they won it because I was like, I don't respect you if this is how you're going to play. You have such good players, dude.
Yeah.
Give those young kids some respect. It's frustrating stuff.
It's incredibly frustrating, dude.
But they have great young players.
And I hate it because the media all buys in too, and they're just sucking Ronaldo's dick the whole time.
They're mentioning him the whole time. Like, what has he done?
I actually
want to
make
mentioned?
a supercut of all the ridiculous things they said about Ronaldo during this game. They said just absolutely absurd things.
If you're listening to it only, you would believe that he's done unbelievable things throughout the match.
They're like, this is a man that has scored 44 goals in Saudi Arabia this year. And the other commentator's like, I can't score 44 goals in my backyard. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. That is such a dumb thing to say. And second of all,
he plays in a Saudi league where they're literally like paid to feed him the ball.
I was going to say, not only is the level of competition a joke, but that league is sus. Remember that goal we saw where the goalkeeper literally scooped the ball
it into
out
his own, like right into his path so he can score?
That league is letting Ronaldo score. I'm saying it, dude.
Yeah.
That league is feeding Ronaldo goals.
Yeah, those goals don't mean anything.
No, they don't mean a thing.
No.
They're not legit.
No, and it's really hurting Portugal's chances of a really good team. It should be one of the favorites to win this tournament.
It's exactly the situation Manchester United was dealing with when they re-signed him, and he was just this massive
toxic
cancer,
mess.
just this huge burden and weight for them to carry.
He's got to go. Portugal needs to move on from him, and it doesn't look like Victor Martinez is the guy who's
Roberto Martinez.
Roberto Martinez. He's not the guy who has the balls, the backbone to say, "All right, Ronaldo, enough. Sit on the bench. These kids are going to carry us the rest of the way."
Right.
Give him a few minutes here and there at the end.
Yeah. We had a funny moment since we're laughing at Ronaldo. At the end, Portugal think they have a winner. Ronaldo header off the post. Diogo taps it in, only to find out that old man Ronaldo was offside, sabotaging the team. He can't get back onside.
Yeah, too slow and old to get back onside even.
Right.
Costing his team goals.
Right. And what do? They bring on a young, sweet baby angel, Conceição, to score his first international goal for Portugal, an added time winner.
Beautiful.
He was an absolute idiot taking his shirt off for the celebration, given the rule.
We talked about the yellow card rule and how stupid the rule is, first of all. That 2 yellow cards is a suspension, and then that doesn't turn over until the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
So that's just insanity.
What an absolutely insane rule. Yellow cards are given out so willy-nilly by referees at just like varying standards throughout the game.
Also, like taking your shirt off is a yellow card. Like it's absurd.
Ridiculous.
And like that is for that to count as one of 2 yellow cards for suspension.
No, dude, mark my words. Some really soft fucking yellow cards are going to have an impact on this tournament in the later stages.
We're going to see
from suspensions.
Big players miss games.
Yeah.
Because of this stupid rule.
It's insane. Imagine being a center back and trying to make it through 3 rounds of play without picking up
2 yellow cards.
Insane stuff.
In a tense, like one of the most tense tournaments you can play in.
Yeah. And also when we're on the fuck UEFA wagon here, no concussion protocol, no concussion substitutes.
Yeah.
2 steps back, dude.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Your fucking icon, your headline star, fucking bounced his face off someone's shoulder, shattered his nose, and was down on the pitch for like 10 minutes.
No concussion
and they couldn't
protocol.
substitute him.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right?
It is. That is truly insane.
Stone Age shit, UEFA.
What are you doing? Get it together.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. It's so frustrating how they just can't figure it out.
Right?
Because it's really not that difficult. Like when it comes to things like that, it's pretty black and white.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah. Frustration.
That's what football do to you.
Despite all that complaining, so looking forward to the next round of the Euros.
I know,
dude.
me
The Euros
too.
fucking rule. We got 2 negatives.
Yeah. No, I love it. I'm loving the Euros. I feel good, like enjoying an international tournament right now.
Me too. I've really struggled to enjoy the last World Cup. In fact, I watched 1 game of it. I think the final.
Yeah.
Boycotted the rest of it. And
we'll talk. We'll bring it up more, but it also is kind of exciting that we get Copa America at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't actually mean to be so dismissive of it when you said
that. No,
I
mean it hasn't started yet, so we'll talk about it when it starts.
It is.
But it's crazy to think, dude. We have both continents. They're all playing right now.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
It's gonna take us right through to the Premier League.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. The season's gonna be back in no time.
Yeah.
It's busier this summer with games. Another thing that Nick, our postal driver, pointed out. We get games at night for Copa America.
That's
so
true.
We have football all day long.
# sports days.
All day long.
Good
old
fashioned 9-hour football day.
Yeah.
Been there.
We're going to have like 8 p.m. kickoffs going on and stuff.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Non-stop football coming up. Enjoy it, people. It's the summer of football.
Right? That's great stuff. What else you got, Alex? My notes are dry.
Ooh, I'm dried up there. I think that's a good way to sign off, right?
You know?
I just said enjoy the summer of football,
Yeah, that sounds like some kind of marketing slogan.
right?
Sounds pretty professional.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Me either.
I think we'll be back soon, though. There's going to be a lot to talk about with all that football, so
Yeah, folks, we've got this room sequestered off and AC'd now, so hopefully we can
record without dying.
pod a little more consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty well set up for that now.
All right, everybody. Have a good week, and we'll see you soon.
Soccer situation.
Nice one, dude.